right, we're heading to the rink for this segment of the SportsMax Zone as the Barbados Skating Association, BSA, is in pursuit of attaining membership from the International Skating Union, ISU. The ISU is the Global Winter Sport Federation recognized by the International Olympic Committee to administer ice skating sports like figure, synchronized, speed and short track speed skating, as well as the ice dance. Now, while the BSA is the sanctioning body for these disciplines in Barbados and its diaspora, they are yet to gain the recognition from the International Skating Union and the Barbados Olympic Committee, which would allow Barbadian skaters to qualify for the Olympics. Joining us now via Zoom to update us on the process is BSA President Rajesh Sharma. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Mariah. I'm doing fantastic, and thanks so much for having me here.
Yeah, really good that you could join us this afternoon. So let's start with the process and, where you're at when it comes to ensuring that Barbados, get that qualification that they want and, the athletes are able to compete at the highest level.
Absolutely. We're super excited with this initiative. It's been a tremendous amount of effort for the last 2 years. I think we're in the final phase of it. In fact, right now, I'm in Boston attending the World Figure Skating Championships. We have a lot of meetings here with ISU executives. And so far, I'm proud to say that Barbados is on track to gain membership into the International Skating Union for figure skating, hopefully by this summer. And you rightfully pointed out that we also have the support of the Barbados Olympic Association, and we'll gain membership with the BOA probably this September. And to your point, once we gain that membership, it will provide a lot of access and opportunity for Barbadians living in Barbados, but also Barbadians living outside of Barbados to represent the country at international competitions and to raise that trident wherever they skate.
Yeah, and when you think about sports that involves ice and all these different things, you never really want to think that, Caribbean athletes will be interested. And I only say that because, we live in a tropical climate and we're not privy to that. But Rajesh, I think you're the best one to tell me, how has the interest been and, how has the Caribbean been, are they as excited as we don't think they are? Because, as I said, you wouldn't think a child growing up around seeing rain and sun would be as eager, right? But I think it might be a different response from your end.
You're absolutely right. I think what we are doing is we are creating a new access, a new opportunity, a new idea for Barbadians to consider. And you know what? We are getting welcomed with open arms. So when we started this initiative a couple of years ago, we actually held a development camp, our first development camp in Costa Rica, and we flew some Barbadian kids to Costa Rica, and then essentially we found them through roller skating, which is obviously easy to do in the Caribbean. And so we actually transitioned them from ground roller skating to ice skating, and they did it flawlessly. Within a couple of hours, they were able to glide on the ice, get the rhythm, and really begin to excel. So what it really proved is, as long as that there's access and good coaching, I think the talent is there in Barbados. Also across the Caribbean, as long as the access is there to develop that talent. And that's what our goal and objective is, to really change the face of winter sports, of essentially figure skating, speed skating for the world. We want to make a mark. We want our athletes to excel and really represent the Caribbean.
Is it an expensive sport? Like on average, how expensive is it to take part in this particular sport?
It's a good question. Figure skating and speed skating is an expensive sport, but it all depends at what level you want to do it at. Obviously, there's a component for recreational skating to learn the basics and what have you. But like any other sport, once you do it at a high performance level, high competition level, then obviously the costs increase, your travel may increase, your coaching, access to ice rinks and what have you. And one of the things that we're trying to do once we get ISU membership and also Barbados Olympic Association membership, we're trying to offset some of those costs with funding opportunities to help our athletes and coaches. And also we're looking for sponsors to contribute either via equipment. We have already worked with Jackson Ultima and Rydell. They're two very large skate equipment manufacturers worldwide. So we have some great relationships with equipment manufacturers. And now we're actually sourcing potentially some private donors that want to adopt a skater and help them excel and put once again, a positive mark for the Caribbean in winter sports.
Yeah, Raj, I was very keen to hear you say just now about athletes preparing with roller skates, but then transitioning easily in the ice skating. Just earlier this month at the Special Olympics World Winter Games in Turin, Italy, a group of Jamaican Special Olympians got, I think, 7 medals, including 3 gold medals. And their coach pretty much said they learned what they were doing on roller skates and then, tried their best to make the transition. Having said that, then, how popular is roller skating in Barbados, and what would you do to ramp up the interest in roller skating so that it at least gives a platform for that switch over or the transition into ice skating?
Thank you, Lance. The good news is there's already an existing interest in roller skating, both from the quad perspective, but also inline. And what we're doing now is once these skaters learn the basics on the ground, then they begin to get a little itchy and say, what happens next? What can I take this sport, or what can I do with it? And what we have exposed Barbadians to is access to this new sport that they can really take it and actually compete at a very high level. But not only that, so it'll make them athletically fit, physically fit, mentally fit, but also from an educational perspective. The kids that we took to Costa Rica, for many of them, it was the first time on a plane, first time visiting a Central American country, a new language, new food, new culture. So we are exposing the Barbadian diaspora to multiple new avenues, and that's our other goal as well. We want to have fantastic, great citizens that can represent Barbados, but also do it through sport and sportsmanship.
Yeah, I hear you, and I've heard the same kind of narrative coming from a lot of Caribbean countries who are pursuing a Winter Olympics project. The Trinidad and Tobago bobsledders, the Jamaican bobsledders, it's the same kind of narrative that I'm hearing from them, that the associations want to give their athletes in the country other opportunities, and opportunities that, maybe 20 years ago they would not have considered. Having said that, you're suggesting that in a short time you expect to be recognized by the International Union. Does that come after or before the Barbados Olympic Association recognition? Because I know the Barbados Olympic president, Sandra Osborne, is a fairly progressive thinking person. So I don't suggest or I don't suspect that you will have a problem getting an endorsement from her.
Yeah, Lance, you're right. We've had great support from the Barbados Olympic Association executive team and the board of directors. They're fully behind our initiative. They've been following it very closely. We keep in regular contact. So the first thing that will happen is this July, the ISU Council will vote on our membership, and we are expecting a positive result, after which we expect, as I mentioned earlier, in September at the Barbados Olympic Association annual general meeting to be invited to become a member of BOA as well. And that will pave the way then for actually international competition for all of our athletes. We are actually quite privileged in the sense that we do have a high-performing athlete already that can represent us at the junior level as soon as we get ISU membership. We also have a skater in the mid category, what we call novice. And then we have a group of new skaters that we are beginning to develop. So we have a pipeline of skaters. And in addition to that, we're finding skaters and Barbadians all around the world. So we have skaters in Sweden, in Toronto. We found a couple of young girls in New York that want to represent Barbados, and also lots of skaters on the island as well.
Yeah, and can you talk to us quickly about the media traction that you've been getting domestically in Barbados? Because this is a regional and international platform that you're currently on now. But I think it's very, very important for you to get onto the pulse of the Barbadian public domestically to just sensitize them. So how satisfied are you with the traction that you're getting, like with the local media in Barbados?
Yeah, thanks so much. The local media in Barbados has been fantastic. CBC, Barbados Today, The Nation, both in digital media, also in print media, live media as well. We've had lots of spotlights done on us, lots of awareness campaigns. So from a government of Barbados perspective, it's been great. Now, let me extend that outside to the regional perspective. When we did our first competition in Lima, Peru, we had local media coverage in Lima, Peru, both on the online format and in digital format, and that was great. In addition to that, we did a development camp in Miami in last December, and that was in collaboration with the United States Figure Skating Association. And in fact, they will be writing a story about that camp. So we have a lot of great, not only local collaboration within Barbados, we have regional collaboration with Latin America and South America, but also extending to North America, both with the US and Canada. And I will also mention, just recently, as little as 4 weeks ago, we had a skater represent Barbados in Poland, but also in Italy. And that project was a combination with Ice Egypt. So we are extending globally as well, and our brand is being recognized. And people and different federations are reaching out to us for mutual collaboration. So we met with the ISU President Jae-yul Kim. He was extremely impressed with our progress to date, and most importantly, the relationships and friendships that we've built with all member federations.
Yeah, well, Rajesh, we wish you all the very best, and we look forward to covering this story again and just to take a look at the progress that Barbados continues to make. So thank you so much for stopping by, and we hope to chat again.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Please visit our website, barbadosskating.org. We're looking for new skaters and also sponsors as well. Thank you for the time, and blessings to all.
No problem. Of course, BSA President there, Rajesh Sharma, stopping by on the SportsMax Zone. We're up on a break now, but when we return, Lance Whitaker will be bringing us the very best in the world of horse racing with this week's edition of At the Track.